Hi, James. Three pipes? Why three? Where did you get the number three from? And the new one, you're a bit presumptive. It is 20 past 10. And I'll tell you what, B-Dogs, that's a 4-star candidate. I will show that soon. Pretty much finished that pipe. Because the buffing, there's not much point in me doing that live. So I've done that already. Hey, Boris. Yeah, I realised that, James. Well, if you want to commission a pipe, now that's something else. You can always make special dispensations for that. Well, this rhodesian has now really become the pipe it should have been in the first place. Really, really delighted with how this has come out now, shaping wise. Yeah, understood, James, no problem. Well, you're in for a treat. It's a nice pipe, the one you've got coming. As much as it looks okay and nice on screen, it doesn't compare to holding it in your hand. Hey, Jimmy. Good afternoon, Mike. Good afternoon, Jason. Welcome. I'm not sure if I've seen you before. Thank you for joining. Well, the chunky pot is finished now. I'll show you that soon. I'm first going to stain up this one. And as I was just saying, this one has turned out really awesome. It's how it should have been in the beginning. I tried something, didn't work, wasn't really happy with it. So I took it off the website and I figured I'm going to rework it. And I've done that several times in the past, reworking pipes. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It has worked on this pipe, really, really nice. Loving the shape. Yeah, this is a pipe I've revisited. This one beforehand was like had straight sides, and I've revisited it, and it's a better size. It's still a bigger bowl. That was the idea to start with, because I made the slope very long, and in order to have this wide top, I had to have a wide block, pretty much the same as the pot that I've just finished for B-Dog. This is even wider, I think, and it's really because it's been stained before as well. In certain areas, it's got that extra bit of undercoating, and what I'm going to do is on this top where you can see the stain is still there, some of it. I think I'm going to do like a two-tone stain. I think this top rim, I'm going to do a very light stain. Yeah, the wheel did spin for a minute. I'm sorry. I think up until the ring, I think I'm going to stain that light and then darker underneath and see how that looks. Hi, Dave. No, I'm not doing the shellac. I'm going to just stain it, but with a very light stain, which I've used before on the towel-inspired pipes. It's an almost invisible stain, but it just slightly pops the grain. And because it already has that little bit of an undercoat of staining left on the grain, I think it might look really good. Let's see, we've got some scratches. Hey, XJ. Yeah, I'm going to show the pot soon. I finished it just a few minutes ago. I didn't see the point of doing the buffing live, just me standing at a buffing wheel. So I finished that up, and I'll show it to you shortly. I'd like to see B-Dog come in as well. It's his pipe. Buonasera, Giuseppe. Anybody got contact info for B-Dog? I could email him, I guess. Well, at the moment I'm working on this Rhodesian. Hey Bernard. Your rest will work. I mean, just to let him know that I was showing his pipe, I wanted him to see it as well. Hey Patches, how you doing? Alright, so that's now ready for staining. Got a nice plateau there. Hey Ben. Alright, so you want to see the pot. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Bernard. It was good to hear good reports. Well, any report really about your pipe. Constructive feedback is also welcome. Yeah, I finished it without you. Like I said, standing in front of the buffing machine doesn't make much for video watching. Alright, so here we go. Here's the pot. Beautiful grain, virtually 360 degrees. He wanted a white, a very wide band, which I've given him. Beautiful bird's eye. Are you ready for the pièce de résistance? Oh yeah. And that is the pot. Hey Gary. So there we have it. Really straight edge, nice sort of flat straight edge there. And hopefully it ticks all the boxes for him. Stem, wanted a wide band and wanted it stained dark and wide walls, which is what he's got. So very, very happy with how that's come out. An easy 3-star. I'd be tempted to go 4 because the grain is very clean. The briar is very clean, very, very clean. So that's that one. If D-Dog comes in, I'll show it again. Well, the second ashtray I do actually have out here. I got quite a lot of stick on one of the London groups, which I always get. Always, I shouldn't say always, but often get. I just don't seem to have the same sort of feelings towards this stuff as people on the YTPC. And maybe I overpriced it as well, so it's actually on my website now at just £55. So that's a very cheap, I think it's cheap anyway. There's the ashtray, a bit dusty. I'll have to give that a polish. So, you know, for a second go, I'm pleased with the result. This is the first one I did, unstained. It's just got a bit of Danish oil and that kind of stuff on it. So they're really just prototypes, to be honest. I've got a lot of research to do still. But it was really just dipping my feet in the water. Perhaps at a later date I'll get into it more. So what are we doing? Staining this one up. So like I said, what I want to do is top half a light stain, bottom half a darker stain. I don't know if it's going to work. We'll try. If it doesn't work, I'll sand it off and just do a universal stain throughout. So that's the lighter section. Before I give it another coat, I need to just brush out the glue. Captain Clench, yeah, I've seen him. He's been on my channel a few times. Hasn't been so much recently. It used to be on my channel really quite often. I think it used to be on the lives as well, maybe a year or two ago. LCS square, nice. Yeah, the roll cake is growing on me, the vanilla. Hey, Paul. I got your message, thank you, Paul. I don't think I've ever done a yellow square stem. Right, where's my shutter? Oh, the bones are creaking, guys. That one, Bernard, is still on my desk. That one I offered to John Knight, I think, in one of the lives, but he declined. All right, pipe number 2. And we're back. Rhodesian. And very happy as well. Really, really happy with it. Shaping is bang on. So much better than before. More balanced. And there's quite a nice contrast between the top and bottom. I think that works nice. So there we go. 2 pipes for today. No, it's 11 o'clock. Not too late. Can relight this cigar. And we can chat if anybody's interested in just chatting and chilling and hanging out. Because I ain't starting another pipe now. Cheers, Boris. This is a La Flor de Cano Magicos. This is a Spanish regional edition Cuban cigar from the end of 20... 2018, but I'm not sure. Maybe 2019. Not sure. Can't remember. Two pipes today, Daniel. Do you like that rod stand? So I got all these rods recently, and I needed somewhere to store them. So I had some spare ducting, and just put a screw in each of them into the wall, so it stands, and just to them according to heights. They will get shorter as I start using them, though. The box with other rods in them. This workshop has been a constant. I don't know if there's something in particular on tonight which people are tuning into, or if people are on the Wi-Fi more tonight than any other night, but we're having a little bit of buffering tonight. Apologies for that. Yeah, the signal's not great. No, not off, just sending a text. Don't worry, not quite gone yet. I'll show the pipes again soon, Daniel. And I've turned the Wi-Fi off and I'm just going off data at the moment. Sometimes it works better. And most times I have to flick between the two, and that's why you get that gap when you get the wheel spinning. St. James flake with hot chocolate. That sounds tasty. You'll be staining your VRX21 yellow. What's a VRX21 when it's at home? That sounds like it should be a motorbike or something. Bold Kentucky. McBaron Vanilla Flake. I haven't tried the flake yet. Has anybody tried all three? The vanilla flake, loose cut, and the roll cakes. Yeah, I do have a range extender. We've talked about this before, Daniel. One of the best tobacco combinations there are is a Balkan blend with a milky coffee. That's just knockout. Experimental pipe, cool. Do you put videos out, Donald? Is that something we'll be able to see? Have you had all three, Dave? All right. So which one are you smoking at the moment? The roll cake, the loose cut, or the flake? Special Latakia flake and a coffee. Yes, I had that this morning. I haven't been smoking Latakias that much in the last, say, 6 months or so, but I have in the last couple of days. I had one this morning, and I had a bowl of something else yesterday. I think it was Northwoods. You tailgate for Mike and Chad about an hour each time. What does that mean? You do lives? Discovered some errant Rubens other scooter. That's a pipe smoker for you. Burley and coffee. I could see that. Although I don't do a burley myself generally. Evening in. Right, this cigar is done. What should I have out here vanilla cream loose cut. I have some Peter Heinrichs golden whatever it's called. I have some Northwoods. I have some Ownlaw flake. I have some vanilla cream roll cake. I have some 40th anniversary from Clement. I have some my own blend vintage flake. I have some London fog. I have some Stumbo's Virginia Flea Flake. I have some Stumbo's Caramel Cake and Stumbo's Cellar. Oh, right, I'll have to check out your channel, Donald. So does that mean you go on just before Mike tonight? Oh, they're sold out. Is that? It's a limited run, isn't it? The roll cakes, the Latakia roll cakes. I've been lucky. I managed to get a few tins. I think I got 5 tins in total. So far, I haven't really been blown away by it though. And I don't know what I've done with the one that I started. Maybe it's down here. I've got a few tins here. I'm not sure if one of them is the started one. I think these are all sealed. Maybe I jarred it up, maybe? I don't know. Oh, yeah, and I've got the started navy rolls I tried the other day, which I wasn't. Good smoke. I've got Andrew Rigliano sent me a couple of samples the other day, and I have one of them was McLaren's Navy Flake, which I think from 2018, which was okay, but I just wasn't that impressed with it. And this is the second one is a 2009 or early to Garth and Hogarth blends, Daniel. I don't smoke a whole lot of them. I do have a few. I have the Bourbon Flake, which is nice. That's a really nice tobacco, actually. I don't get a huge amount of bourbon from it, but it's just a really nice, earthy but sweet smoke. It's an enjoyable flake. They do make some really nice flakes, but I don't have a whole range of their tobacco. I've got a few, but I'm not a big smoker of Garth Hogarth. Solani aged burley flake. I've tried it. I've had one tin. I think I have one flake left in it, and that flake's been there for a long time. You can't get them in the UK, James, the roll cakes, and they're all from the States. I got 2 tins from Copper Joe's, and I got 3 tins from somebody else that got them for me. Did you get some roll cakes, James? Yeah, some of their flakes have got a huge fan base, Garth Hogarth. They really do. Rum and maple. The problem is for me is that I find that the American blends, a lot of them, not all, but a lot of them, it was, I think, Professor Jeremiah who smokes Sutliff Custard Cream, I think, vanilla custard cream, and that's his daily smoke, and it just sounded fantastic. So I ordered some, and I also got a sample from John. What's his handle now? No, I forget. I find that a lot of the American aromatics are just so heavily cased, and I don't know. I often get a sort of a chemically or alcoholy kind of flavor to them, and it kind of really distracts from the flavor, and it's kind of off-putting. I actually have some custard cream here. This is the one I got when I got the. Was it the roll cakes? No, it was the vanilla cream roll cakes, not the Latakia ones. With the Latakia roll cakes, I got 8 ounces of vanilla cream loose cup. Bought it bulk. And I should have asked them. I don't know why I didn't. But when they sell, oh, it smells good. When they sell the bulk, if they open up £1 bags, McBaron do the £1 bags on quite a few of their different ranges. I'd like to get a pound bag of them, a sealed pound bag, to just put away. So I guess it's not very nice after all. This is the custard cream. Looking at it, I would say it's just burley and a bit of Cavendish, but I don't know. But it's sopping wet. The stuff is just clumps together. There would be no point in leaving it out to dry because it just wouldn't dry. It's probably full of humescence, and it's basically soaked through. It's sticky to touch, and most times I don't enjoy those kind of tobaccos. But I'm going to let this one dry a bit, and I'll give it a try because I don't think I've tried it since getting those 2 bags. Three drawers and 3 of the tin and a pipe. No, really, Josh? My top 5 flex, Daniel. Oh, if we're being specific about flakes in particular, I'd have to say All It Golden Sliced. Special Latakia flake, although it'd be a bit hard pressed to call it a flake. I'm hearing noises in the back. I thought I'd closed all that off. Hang on. I'll go again and check if Roland's in there. wonder if he's trying to get in from the hole, which I blocked up on the outside. Definitely heard something. Well, he's keeping quiet now. Definitely some rustling going on. If I don't know if I'm going to get him, I might have to find somebody else ultimately, or I might have to actually get off my butt and do it myself, which is probably the best answer. My problem is that I've mentioned this in the past. Outside, glue trap, maybe. And if I clear it, people just dump the stuff again. And what I really need to do is to put up a fence around there. And that's all expense, which I can't afford at the moment. So I don't really want to clear it. The problem is that what I need to do is clear it, make sure the garage is completely sealed around the garage door, because I can't get to the garage door at the moment because it's covered in rubbish on the outside, and I've got racking on the inside, and my racking is very deep. The racking is, I had this, when I first started using this garage for storage, probably about 20 years ago, I put up some very deep racking. The racking is probably about 1 meter deep, so fantastic for storage. Well, not so fantastic, because it means that once you start packing it deep, you can't get to the stuff at the back. But the bottom line is I can't get to the garage door to seal it all the way around. That's my problem. So what this really needs is a wholesale sort of, it needs to be cleared out properly. I thought I'd sorted it out because we spent the whole of Sunday in there, me and a couple of my kids, and we did a good job. We got rid of a lot of stuff, and you can fully walk around in there now. Engine Rat sack. What's rat sack? Is they'll curl up inside something in the back there and they'll stick the place out if they die. Rat poison, right. Yeah, I've seen that green stuff, the little pellets. Yeah, no, I can get the rat poison, that's not a problem. It's just, I don't know if it's a single rat that keeps coming back, or say if I deal with that one and that's the end of the problem, or if it's just, just rats, rodents coming in and out, just looking for any space to hole up in. Like I've always said, I've got no need to kill them or harm them in any way. But once they start to encroach, then you just got to do what you got to do. Yeah, I might have to end up doing the rat poison. Yeah, I've heard that too, Ian. You're never too far away from a rat. You're usually walking over them. They're underground. Yeah, a cat would be an idea, but my wife won't have any animals in the house. So that's that out of the question. The stuff hasn't really dried out very much, but I wouldn't have a problem having a cat in here, but it's just too cold. I don't think it would be very fair. I mean, I don't know if they're okay in the cold or not. I don't know much about. Last time we had a cat was when I was a kid. So you're probably talking about 45 years ago. Yeah, I've seen those adverts for those high pitched devices, but I'm not sure they work. To me, a tobacco that crackles when you light it is not good. Hey, you rocking? Good night, Turkey. Thanks for watching. I sense an old codger in you, Ian. How you been keeping there? Rocking? You ain't no spring chicken. It's exactly what I thought it would be. Really not my cup of tea. Yeah, keeping busy making the pipes as always. Ahoy, Stally, how you doing? You're saving your pennies. That's all you can do. All right, let me show you the pipes again for those people who haven't seen them. Daniel, if you're still there, this is for you. And then I think we'll call it a night. Unless there's anything in particular you want to talk about. I'm not in any particular rush, but I'm not going to keep you if I've got nothing to say. All right, so first on the rim, very dark. Nice stem. Nice little bit of so that's the revisited one. This was on my website. It was a different shape. And I've basically rethought it and reshaped it, and much happier with that. The next one is a commissioned pot, a chunky, thick-walled pot. And this one is a 3/4 star. So a really chunky pot. Wanted a wide white band. Really nice grain. Nice stem. Got lovely grain all the way around. And beautiful bird's eye on the top too. I'm not sure that I'll make this a 4 star. Probably be a 3. But it's tempting. So those are today's pipes. B-Dog got the second 4 star? Oh, you mean this one? Mediocre, it was listed. I've taken it down because I've reworked it. So I took it down this morning. It was on there till now. This vanilla custard cream tastes like pretty much every other vanilla American aromatic to me. I mean, there may be subtle differences, but pretty much the same. And it's really not my cup of tea. I think I'll be giving this bag away. America, exactly. It's a really very, very American style aromatic, which just ain't me. Tastes like PG. What, PG tips? Or poor garbage? Propylene glycol, yes. Pretty much. Glycol. I'd be happy to send it to you in that pipe. It's just not worth sending it. The cost of the postage is just ridiculous. The postage is worth more than the actual tobacco. Otherwise, I'd send it to you gladly. And if you're desperate for it and you want to pay for the postage, then I'll send it to you with pleasure. And I've got another small bag which I got from somebody else. Do I have the first pipe I carved? I do. This was way, way, way before I even thought of doing it professionally. I have shown it a few times before. Yeah, I have to. It's upstairs. It's in my office. It's pretty useless. It's taped out with gaffer tape where I drill through the shank. It's just something which is vaguely round. It's really nothing to look at all. It's a very poor attempt at making a pipe, but it was my first, hence it stays in my drawer. I have smoked it when I first made it, and it smokes just fine. I don't think I've smoked it since. That's a very good question, Daniel. And it's now at this stage really hard for me to answer that question, because having made, probably circa 350 pipes, my numbered pipes are 325, but I've made more than that. So I've probably made about 350 pipes. So to know which one now at this stage would be very hard for me. But there's definitely been quite a few which I would have wanted to keep. At the moment, the one which is tempting me the most is the reverse plateau, which is on my website, the virgin one, the unstained apple, that chunky apple. The balance on that pipe is just phenomenal. It's a beautiful, clean piece of briar with use that will really darken up nicely. It's got that limited run of the green sort of turquoise band on it, and it just feels great. It's got a fantastic balance. It's a chunky piece of briar, but you don't feel it because of its weight. Because of its balance. It keeps looking at me, and I keep looking at it and thinking, maybe just. I'm surprised it's still on the website. I'm surprised it hasn't sold. I priced it in a way that I kind of subconsciously priced it a little bit higher, hoping that it wouldn't sell, to be very honest with you. lcsbras.com. Added a few more pipes there, and the last couple that I made, you know, the bulldog and the apple, the Danish apple, those are on there. So that's the bulldog. And the apple, I'm actually surprised that the billiard with the horn extension hasn't gone. That's a beautiful pipe. I'm surprised that one's still there. I reduced a lot of the prices today as well. But this is the one which is tempting me a lot. I'm really, really sorely tempted to buy this one, to take this one. Shipping to the States is not an issue. Dave, if you're interested, get in touch with me. We'll work out a price. Guys, if you're regular customers or regular viewers, I'm more than happy to consider a sensible offer on any of my pipes. So don't be shy. If you see something that you like and you just want to discuss it, I'm really happy to do that. I'm not proud. You know, a sale is more important to me than a little bit of a reduction on the price. £15 for shipping to the States, and shipping has, thank God, never been a problem. I haven't lost a single pipe. Please God, that stays that way. I got too many pipes as it is, you know. I'm the kind of pipe smoker that I'm not disciplined in terms of a rotation, so I don't, go through my whole, call it a collection if you like, but my whole batch of pipes in turn and make sure I smoke each one. I just smoke what takes my fancy, and over the past sort of couple of years, that kind of has, dwindled to maybe somewhere between 10 and 20 pipes in terms of the ones that I smoke regularly. And even new pipes, I just find that I don't even break them in. They sit unsmoked. I've got Mike's pipe of the year from this year, the Prince, also whatever you want to call it. I still haven't smoked that. I've got a Phil Rivara billiard, which I haven't smoked. I've got a Oz, what's his name, that Danish guy? I can't remember. Anyway, I've got one of his which I haven't smoked yet. What else? Even Mike Billington, Ian Walker. I had that square pipe which I hadn't broken in. I've sold it now, but I do need to do another sale. I might do a large live sale this Saturday night. If I do, then I'll post information about it beforehand. But I've got so many estate pipes which I just need to shift. Fantastic pipes, but I just don't get to smoke them. It's such a shame. They're just sitting around. And some of them I bought to tidy up and resell, and some of them I just bought for myself. And for whatever reason, just I stick to the pipes that I stick to, and it's a shame for them to sit around. I haven't tried them piano. I've heard from people that they're very good, the 6mm. So I might try that. I do have the Matches 860 pipe, which is 6mm, so that might be a good way to test it. But I'm not sure that I actually want to smoke that pipe. I might want to keep it unsmoked. Yeah, I don't like breaking in new pipes either, to be honest. But it depends, I find that some brands break in better than others. I assume that's the source, wherever they're sourcing their briar from. I find that my pipes, I know I'm biased, but I find that my pipes break in really well. And my customers tell me the same thing. They break in very easily. They taste good from the off, and they break in very well. So for the most part, the vast majority of my pipes are made with Nemo briar, and they seem to do very well. You know, they're fully seasoned, and they just seem to do very well. I read up on some of the very famous pipe makers, and they all have their own system of how they, you know, they don't even touch the briar for a number of years before they actually work on it. And some of them they'll shape the pipe, drill it out, both the draft and the bowl, and then they'll set it aside for 6 months. So if you imagine drilling that out, obviously it's going to air out much better, and there's logic to that. But I've never seen the need. I've literally not seen the need. Yes, Daniel, it can make a difference. And I'm surprised that somebody was selling a Matches 860 pipe. I'm not surprised. I mean, it's a very nice sort of emotional bond to have if you have that pipe to kind of give you a connection to matches. But in reality, it's a sentimental thing. It's a pipe. I'm not as sentimental with things like that as perhaps some other people. But funnily enough, I am with some pipes. So my Soren Refberg little semi-Lavat, this one, I can't smoke it, but I just won't get rid of it. This is a semi-Lavat, he called it when it was listed on the Danish Pipe Shop, Soren Refberg. And I've had a load of Refberg pipes. I was a huge fan. I would buy them literally on a weekly basis. I've probably had upwards of 20 pipes by Soren Refberg through my hands. And at the moment, I think I've got 2. I believe I do still have that pipe. The one which was the beehive one, I'm not sure if I've still got that one. I might have gifted that one actually, or it might have gone in one of my giveaways in my live sessions. I'm not 100% sure. It's possible that I've still got it. It's also possible that I don't. The other one, which he actually worked on, a billiard, I still have that one. I don't think it's been smoked actually. I'm trying to remember. I don't think that's been smoked. I should maybe give it to him when he's older. You have a Bosco Piper UK Soren. I don't recall, Josh. Is it a billiard? I was hooked on Refberg pipes when he was producing pipes and the Danish Pipe Shop carried them. He just towards the end of his career, he started using this, acrylic bands like the green little jade band on that pipe, and it just made the pipe sing. But there was just something about his rustication. The smooths, I wasn't such a big fan of. I preferred his rustication. I just like his rustication. It reminds me a little bit of the rustication by Les Wood. It's kind of it's like a Sea-Rock style, but then it's got a little brush effect to it. It may well be a brush effect. It may well have been done by a wire brush. I don't know, but it's It's interesting. I'd like to be able to reproduce that. If I gifted a pipe to every person I couldn't remember their name, I wouldn't have any pipes left. I remember that now, Josh. I do remember that. Those were the early days when we were still courting. Hey, Victor. The puffer pipe is a 9mm pipe, yes. Well, enjoy it, Daniel. I'm happy that it's made it to the second spot. Praise indeed. I did have a Nording pipe rocking. I forget your name, rocking, but I'm not sending you a pipe. Is it Jeff? Coffee's nearly finished. Coffee's finished. A burn sensation from the smoke during the bowl. I don't have it with filtered. What do you mean a burn sensation? On your tongue? You mean tongue bite? Or some other part of your body burns when you smoke a pipe? Don't worry, David, I'm not sending you a pipe for forgetting your name. I did that once. Victor, if you're interested in that puffer, just drop me a message through the website and we can work it out. What's up, James? What's the different pipes does make tobacco taste different? Yeah, for sure. It definitely does. It's something which I didn't believe in for a long time. Yeah, you're talking about tongue bite there, Daniel. How long did it take to develop your palate? Palate doesn't stop developing, to be honest. I went through a couple of real big sort of metamorphoses when it came to my pipe smoking. When I first started pipe smoking, I suffered tongue bite immediately. Any Virginia-based tobacco, I was bitten and I couldn't tolerate it. I tried Latakia. I hated it when I first tried Latakia. The whole idea of that smoky, barbecuey, charcoaly flavor, I hated it. But then I grew to love it. I was hooked on it. And because it smokes cooler, generally, I was not getting tongue bite from it, at least not as much. And so I smoked a lot of Latakia. And that's when I discovered Northwoods. And I smoked Northwoods. I smoked Special Latakia Flake. I smoked Balkan Blue. Or Blue Mountain as it was called. I smoked Seattle Pipe Club's Plum Pudding. I smoked a whole host, and I smoked it from Morton's, and I smoked that for about a couple of years, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Some of my most Nirvana smokes were Balkan blends. I still remember to this day, and I've mentioned it more than once before, I can still remember where I was when I smoked. I was going to say when Lady Diana died. No, when I smoked. By the way, have you seen that joke going around? Warning to Meghan, don't enter any tunnels over the next few weeks. Anyway, I can still remember where I was. I was on my morning drive, that same route. Just before the end of the drive, I was smoking a Soren Refberg bent billiard. That's a pipe I regret selling, because maybe now I could have it converted. I don't know. Oh, no, I couldn't. It was an oval shank. It was a special pipe. Absolutely adored that pipe. A beautiful piece of briar, bent billiard, and I was smoking Northwoods. Had a coffee, and I kind of parked up to finish it because I didn't want it to end. and I was almost at my destination. So that was, I can still remember that. That's probably one of the best pipes that I've enjoyed that I can remember. Well, Daniel, if you've got a cigar in your mouth, then it's probably a cigar that's giving you the full-bodied flavour. And if you've got a pipe in your mouth, it's probably a pipe tobacco. Eh? I'm just kidding. Yeah, the answer is yes. The short answer is yes. Cigars taste very different to pipe tobacco. And although there are some cigar-based pipe tobaccos, they're not the same as a cigar. So yes, the answer is yes, you can tell the difference. Mediocre, still in the phase where everything tastes the same. Okay, that takes time. You know, in the beginning, I would say in the first 3 months, I probably had the same. Also depends how much you're smoking. If you're smoking 1 bowl a week, it's going to take longer. If you're smoking a couple of bowls a day, then, you know, a couple of months, and you should be starting to get the different nuances in flavors. I do want to listen to the interview that Canewood Piper had with Les Wood. I haven't listened to that yet. Absolutely in. Can't beat it. I see where you're coming from, mediocre. I could see where you're coming from. Because if you're coming from cigars, it took me even longer to appreciate cigar flavors. When I started smoking cigars, everything tasted the same. I really couldn't get it. I didn't understand what all the fuss was about. But like everything, like all of our vices, you have to persist. You gotta invest in your vice. You know? Briar Blues is on later, yeah. Are the Flor de Canos comparable to other Cuban brands I've tried? Well, the Cubans generally have there is a bit of a commonality between them in terms of that Cubanesque tang that you get. But again, you have to experience them quite a bit to start to get the differences. The differences are quite subtle. It's not like it used to be. In the old days, you know, you're probably talking about 40 odd, 50 years ago, maybe before the revolution, the tobaccos, each blending house, each brand was a separate family, and they had their own secrets, their own blending, and their own methods for making their cigars. So they tasted very different. Nowadays, it's all under one company. It's all under Habanos SA. It's one umbrella, and although the blends are, one might have a little bit more ligero or a little bit more seco or whatever. It's Cuban puro. They're all Cuban, so they're all going to be quite similar. There are differences, but there's probably more similarities than there are differences. So if you're into getting those nuances, if you're into getting a lot of differences in flavor, you're far better off with New World cigars. I just don't find them as refined in terms of that flavor. So I prefer to stick to Cuban cigars, but there are a handful of non-Cubans that I really, really enjoy, and I try to have on hand. So the Oliva Serie V Milanos, not the Maduro, the regular one. I really, really like those. I like the undercrowns. Most of them actually. I think the three first undercrowns, the shade. Well, number 3 was the sun grown, and number 2 was the dark one. What do you call it? What do you call a darker cigar? Brain. Maduro, thank you. Thank you, Daniel. Maduro. Yeah, so first was the first one I tried was the Shade, then the Maduro, and when the Sangren came out, I tried that. And then the other ones, they've brought out a whole host of undergrounds now. I haven't even bothered trying them. All right, rocking steady, Dave. Thank you very much, David. Thoughts on Bolivar cigars versus H. Upmann? Well, they are actually quite different in flavor, despite what I was saying before. Those actually have quite a contrast in flavor. The H. Upmann have quite a bouquet. If you get a decent one which has got some age and from a decent crop, you have, every year is a different crop depending on how what the weather's been like, depending on the humidity, how much rain they had. Every year is different, and although you have a certain consistency, but it's not always the same. I've got a pet theory that the Anahados line was the result of them having a really bad crop one year and them not being able to sell them because they were so bad. So they just set them aside and said, fine, we'll come back to them in 10 years' time or 8 years' time and we'll flog them off as aged cigars. That's the theory that I came to. I wasn't impressed with them at all. Having said that, Tim recently sent me an H. Upmann Anahados and it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. So in terms of H. Upmann, I find them more floral. They have a bit more of a bouquet to them. Not Lakeland floral, but just to have more of a sweetness to them. And whereas the Bolivars are more robust, they're a more savory smoke. Some people talk about a metallic flavor. I don't get necessarily a metallic flavor, but I can certainly see where they're coming from. It has a certain edge to it, which is unusual. I don't know what they put in there to make it different, but there is a difference. It is a very different cigar to the H. Upmann. So yes, there are significant differences there. Oh, you've got the Celebras, the ones with 3 cigars twirled entwined. Ian, is that the ones you're talking about? The Bolivars that I've had are the Bellicoso Fino, which is a small torpedo, and I actually do like those, although I haven't had one for a while now. My favourite vapor. I'm not so hot on vapors at the moment. I used to smoke them a lot. The most recent one that I smoked, which I enjoyed a lot, was Old Dominion, I think it's called, from one of the tobacconists in the States. Enjoyed that a lot. Andrew Sirigliano sent me a nice thick flake of it, and I'd like to get more. I got in touch with the website and I asked him to set aside a bag for me, but he said there's no need, he's always got it, and I've still yet to see it in stock. That was like a month ago. Maybe it's in stock now, I haven't checked recently. But that was very, very nice. I enjoy Asquith mixture. Watch City Cigars, right? Well, if any of you guys see it on there and you want to grab me £50 and I'll pay for it, I'll pay for the shipping, I would be most grateful. Right, well, if it was just one and it was probably part of a 3, it's called the Celebras, which is basically when the cigars are soft and wet and pliable, when they first roll them, they twist them into 3, and they put them in a coffin box. And if you buy a box of them, then you get a box like that, and inside it there's, I think, maybe 4 or 5 of these coffins, and each one has 3 inside them. Maybe it's 3 and you get 9, I'm not sure. But they're an interesting concept. I can't remember the reason how they came about. Something to do with the workers in the field, possibly. I'm not sure. And maybe it was like their bonus, they would tie them up and get a pack of 3 as some kind of thing at the end of a shift or end of a season or something. I can't quite remember. Something vaguely in my head that's where that came from, and it's basically traditional. But to me, they're the most stupid looking thing. Who wants to be seen smoking a cigar which looks like a spaghetti noodle? I mean, you know, all over the place like that. It's just might taste good. It might be a nice cigar, but they just seem stupid to me. You haven't seen Old Dominion either, James. Well, there you go. Cabbage mixture. Well, you've brought all of it up, Josh, haven't you? You smoked at home alone. That doesn't surprise me. All right, people. That's been a very enjoyable chat. I'm going to head home, head into the house. I'm going to wish you all well. I'm going to say thank you very much for joining me. Thank you, Daniel, Josh, Dave, Ian, James. Ian, I've said. Mediocre. Piano Piper. Excuse me, Dave. Rock and steady. He's gone. DDT. And everybody else, and all you guys who haven't introduced yourself tonight, of those 26 people that are in at the moment, thank you for joining. And I look forward to seeing you, or not seeing you, next time around. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. I will catch you on the next one.